Hi class, we are on lesson 53 now. Lesson 53 is about percents. Most of you have some familiarity with percentages. I'm sure you know if you get 100%, that means that all of your math problems are correct, or if you got 80%, that means that 8 out of every 10 was correct, or 80 out of 100 were correct. The word percent actually comes from Latin words, and it means by 100, per 100. So when we see something like 10%, that would indicate that if we had 100 items, it would be 10 out of that 100, right? 20% would be 20 out of that 100, 20 per 100, okay? Let me try to explain this a little better. So if we take a number, first I want to give you an indication of 1%, because in this particular math problem or math set, they want you to find 1% of a number, then they want you to use that information to find a greater percentage. So let me give you an example. If we take the number 750 and we divide it into 100 parts evenly, I drew this very, very sloppy grid, which should be exactly even boxes, but it's not. So imagine you're looking at a grid where all the boxes are the exact same shape because they represent an exact amount, same amount for each box. So if I divided this into 100 boxes, and if I were to take the number 750 and divide it into 100 pieces, there would be 7.5 in each box. 7.5 plus 7.5 plus 7.5. 7.5 100 times would give me 750. This is 100 boxes, so if I take one of them, 1% is 7.5. So I can say that 1% of 750 is or equals 7.5. And we can find 1% of any number by taking that number and doing what I did with 750, dividing it by 100. So what I really did here is I said 750 divided by 100 equals 7.5, or 7 5/10. Let's remember that when we divide and multiply by powers of 10, it's very, very simple. You don't have to get your division bar out or your division symbol and do long division. All we do is move the decimal place. So if I look at the number 100, it has 2 zeros. That means I come to the number 750. The decimal is understood to be right here at the end. I move it back 2 places, and I get 7.5, or 7 5/10. So that's the method we're going to use to divide a number by 100. Remember how simple it is to just move the decimal when you multiply or divide by powers of 10. So that's going to be key. That's step 1. Now that I know 1% of 750, say I want to know what is 15% of 750. Well, if I know that 1% is 7.5 and I want to know what 15% is, all I do is take my 1% and multiply it by 15. Right? I would take 15, that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I would take 15 of those boxes, and that would represent 15%. What is that? Let's see, 75. I think it's 75 plus 37.5. Sorry, I didn't work this out ahead of time. I just want to get the answer for you. I think that's 112 and 5/10. All right. So in today's lesson set, they want to teach you that percent means per 100 or by 100. They want to teach you that to find 1% of a number, you're going to take that number and divide it by 100. To do that, you take the simple method of moving decimals in the number, back 2 places or to the left 2 places. So that's going to be the same for any number, right? Any number divided by 100. If we're dealing with percentages, we're dealing with divided by 100. 862 divided by 100, well, that's 8.62, okay, and so forth. Once we have our 1%, then we multiply that by the larger percent that they're looking for. So if I wanted to find 40% of 862, I would take 8.62 and multiply it by 40. All right, we got all that? I'm going to do one simple one for you, and I'm going to let you go. I find this problem set to be very straightforward and also a good review. It's a good review of dividing by powers of 10. All right, let's see. So if I have the number 1240, the book will say, what is 1% of 1240? And so what you'll want to do is take 1240 and divide that by 100. Knowing that the decimal point is implied to be at the end, we will simply move that to the left 2 places. And so 12.40 is my answer. 12 4/10. I don't need that trailing 0. I could just say 12.4. Sorry, class. 12 4/10. All right, that's 1%. This is 1%. Then they'll say, now that you know that, what is 5%? What is 5%? And I'll just take my 12.4 and I'll multiply it by 5. What is that? Remember how we do decimal multiplication? All right, we just do multiplication as standard. We have 1 digit after the decimal place here, and so I come down to my answer, and I count 1, and that's my answer. So 62 is 5% of 1240. And that's going to be exactly what you're going to do in this lesson here. So, all right, I think you got it. Signing off.